Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and yes, you can buy a fully loaded Porsche for civic money, and I don't mean a clapped out mystery machine with 3 warning lights and a seller named Kyle saying, bro, it just needs a sensor. I mean a real, actual Stuttgart built flat 6 powered Porsche that makes noises that your neighbor's gonna absolutely hate, but you are going to fall in love with. So today we are counting down the best Porsches that you can still buy for under 25,000 bucks. If you shop smart, inspect harder than the IRS audit, and resist the urge to buy the first shiny one with terrible photos and 0 service records. And we are starting with the car people love to overcomplicate, and I own one, a 996 Carrera. Yes, the fried egg one. Yes, the internet made fun of it for years. Yes, that is exactly why this car is still one of the best ways to sneak into a real 911 without refinancing your life. Now let's get the honesty out of the way right now so the comments do not explode before we even get to number 2. If you look at the overall market benchmarks for manual coupe 996 Carreras, they are generally above 25 grand. Classic shows that clearly, but that is not the same thing as saying you cannot buy one for under 25. It means the average is above your target and you have to search like a psychopath. Wait for higher mileage cars, wait for weird colors, wait for imperfect cosmetics, wait for the seller who just wants it gone. That is how you get in. And before anybody says just get the auto or the cab, nope, we are not doing that today. We are hunting the coupe manual because this is not about easiest. This is about the one you will still think about years later. The reason the 996 Carrera is such a monster value is simple. It is still a real rear engine 911 experience, hydraulic feel, flat 6 soundtrack, compact body. It still looks like a Porsche from a mile away and from 10 feet away and from your bedroom window when you should have gone to sleep 2 hours ago, but you are just staring at it. Now, yes, there are risks. IMS conversations never die. Bore scoring gets thrown around like every motor explodes on startup. The truth is, the wrong car will financially uppercut you, and the right car can be an incredible buy. That is the entire game here. You need a proper pre-purchase inspection from a Porsche specialist, non-negotiable. Service records matter more than a polished hood. Warm it up correctly. Change oil on time. Do not buy somebody else's denial. But if you do this right, you get something almost nobody else in this price range can touch. Real 911. A bucket list badge, a car that still feels like an event at 20 miles per hour, and that brings us to the smartest pick on this entire list. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now, and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra. 4 months in the making, and guys, it is the Tuner Hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So, if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend, or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars, plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with a GTR plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens, and we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below, and go get entered as well, and good skill. Number 2 is the base 987.2 Cayman. This car is the one I keep yelling about because it solves so many of the old cheap Porsche headaches while still driving like a proper little German scalpel. And yes, I am with you. This might be the best value Porsche in the world right now. Here is the catch, and this matters if you are making the title promise under 25,000. The base automatic benchmark is right there around the line. The manual benchmark is not. So if you want to honestly make the claim, you need to say something like under 25 if you are willing to search hard and be flexible on spec, mileage, and transmission, because the market says the same thing. Base automatic is realistic. Base manual is usually more money. But man, when you get the right one, this car is ridiculous. Mid-engine balance, Porsche steering. Unlike some earlier cheap Porsche options, the 987.2 base gets the newer generation engine architecture that a lot of buyers specifically hunt for. That matters. It is why people keep circling back to these and why nice ones do not sit forever. This is also one of those cars that makes horsepower numbers feel stupid. On paper, people go, that is not enough. Then they drive one on a real road with corners and suddenly they are shopping flights to go buy one 3 states away. It is fast enough to be fun, small enough to feel alive, and expensive enough to feel special without actually costing new Porsche money. If you are a driver, not just a spec sheet zombie, this is the one. This is the car that makes you wonder why anyone spends double just to impress people at Cars and Coffee who are secretly still making payments on a crossover. Number 3 is the 987.1 Boxster S. I know some people click this video wanting only coupees and hard roofs and emotionally unavailable behavior. Relax. The Boxster S is one of the greatest loopholes in modern enthusiast car buying. Classic's Boxster 987.1 market data supports what enthusiasts have been saying for a while. The S automatic benchmark is comfortably under 25, and even the broader 987.1 Boxster world is still hanging around attainable territory depending on spec. Translation, you can still get a genuinely quick, genuinely special flat 6 mid-engine Porsche that feels expensive for less than what people spend on some aggressively average commuter appliances. And the best part is, the Boxster is not the compromise the internet pretends it is. On a good road, this thing is an absolute riot. You get the engine right behind you, you get the front end bite, you get the sound with the top down, you get all the drama without needing triple-digit speed to feel something. This is the car that turns errands into a mission. This is the car that makes you volunteer to pick up one thing from the store, even though the store is 40 minutes away and somehow in another county. Now, with any older Porsche, same rule applies. Records, inspection, cooling system health, suspension wear, tire age. You are not buying a badge, you are buying the previous owner's habits. If the previous owner was disciplined, congratulations. If the previous owner was a guy who says, I only use premium on road trips, run. But if you want the most smiles per dollar on this list, the 987.1 Boxster S is fighting for the belt. Number 4 is the 986 Boxster S. This is the one everybody ignored until they drove one and then immediately got weirdly protective of it. The 986 Boxster S is still one of the cheapest ways to get a real flat 6 Porsche sports car, and classic data shows manual S examples sitting at a market benchmark that is not just under 25 grand, it is comfortably under. Is huge. And yes, before the comments start foaming at the mouth, we know early cars come with the usual internet horror story bingo card. IMS cooling bits, neglect cheap tires, deferred maintenance disguised as a good deal. Cool. That is why this channel exists. We are not buying blind and praying. We are buying smart and budgeting for reality. Here is why I still love this pick. The 986 Boxster S feels like a sports car in the old school way. It is light enough. It is simple enough. It is analog enough. You feel the road. You hear the engine. You sit low. You get that classic Porsche driving position where everything feels deliberate and mechanical and a little bit alive. And because the entry price can still be so low, you can actually leave room in the budget for sorting the car. That is the secret with cheap Porsches. The winner is not always the cheapest listing. The winner is the best total cost after you fix what matters. Sometimes the $16,000 car is cheaper than the $12,000 car by the time the dust settles. The 986 Boxster S is also one of those cars that reminds you what Porsche does better than almost anybody. Steering feel, chassis communication, brake confidence. Even when it is not the fastest thing in the room, it often feels like the best engineered thing in the room. Number 5 is the wild card in the family flex, the 957 Cayenne GTS. Because sometimes you want a Porsche and you also want to carry people, gear, Costco bad decisions, and a full-size stroller without folding your life into a 2-seat trunk. And this is where it gets fun. The first generation facelift Cayenne market has some absolutely absurd value if you know where to look. Classics show several 957 trims deep into under 25 territory, and the GTS sits right in that conversation as a real possibility. That means V8 noises, Porsche badge, genuinely cool spec, and enough room to actually use the thing. This is not the dainty, sensible choice. This is the, I want a Porsche, but I also need to tow a trailer and scare my neighbors with startup noise choice. The reason I like the GTS here is because it gives the list range. Anybody can make a cheap Porsche list that is just Boxsters and more Boxsters, and one sad Panamera in the corner. The Cayenne GTS proves the brand's value story is bigger than sports cars. You can get into the experience in different ways depending on your life. Now, are running costs Corolla money? Absolutely not. Let's all be adults for 1 second. It is still a performance luxury SUV from a premium brand. Tires are not cheap. Brakes are not cheap. Fluids matter. Maintenance history matters even more. But if you buy a sorted one, this thing still feels expensive in a way a lot of newer vehicles somehow do not. And there is something deeply hilarious and awesome about pulling up in a V8 Porsche SUV you bought for used Camry money while everyone else is arguing over trim packages on crossover crossovers shaped like soap bars. So, what is the real takeaway here? Well, cheap Porsche ownership is possible. Dumb cheap ownership is also expensive. There is a difference. If you want to play this game and win, you need to stop shopping by year and badge and start shopping by condition, documentation, and known failure points. That means pre-purchase inspection every single time. It means service records beat shiny paint. It means a high-mile car with receipts can be far better than the garage queen that has a mysterious gap in ownership and one oil change sticker from 2 presidents ago. And if your goal is for under 25,000 bucks, you need to be honest with yourself about what under 25K actually means. It does not always mean average market price. It means hunt price. It means patience price. It means private seller at the right moment, at the right time. It means maybe the car has one ugly wheel and a scuffed bumper, but mechanically, well, it's all there. That's why the 996 Carrera leads this list. It's not because it's the easiest buy for under that number, because it is the most exciting thing that you can realistically hunt under the number if you know what you're doing. And that's why the base 987.2 Cayman is number 2, because it might be the smartest driver's buy in the entire Porsche universe right now. It's not going to be the cheapest, not the most powerful, not the flashiest, just insanely good. The kind of car that you buy for the number and keep because it ruins other cars for you. Ask me how I know. So if you're shopping for one of these, slow down, search hard, and buy the best example that you can afford instead of the coolest listing that you can screenshot. Because the right cheap Porsche does not feel cheap. It feels like you got away with something. And honestly, that's the best kind of car purchase there is. And if you want to win a dream car, remember to go to winthisIdealcar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe, check out some of these vids over here, and promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.